There's so many options. You go and look to buy a combi drill or an impact. There's so many options.
What is this one different to that
yeah,
one?
like it's hard for people to know what the difference is if you don't know about drills.
Yeah, I don't really know. I just want an impact and a multi-drill for drilling wood holes or stuff like that.
Or flue holes. What's the basic tools that you need to, let's say, fit in a radiator?
You need a drill or multi-drill. You need an impact driver. You need a solder kit, burn torch, 15mm cutters, 22mm cutters. You need flux, solder,
Level.
You
Nearly. I should have waited till the end.
level, tape measure, dustpan and brush if you're a professional. What else would you need?
Hello, welcome to
Off the Job!
Overtime, where there's banter and your stories shared. Please be warned, there may be some general explicit content.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Off the Job Overtime. How you doing, Kieran? You good?
Yeah, good, thank you.
You look like you're in deep
Oh, have
thought
we
there.
started?
Yeah, we
Okay,
started, mate.
hello.
Yeah, we started, mate. Yeah, you was away with the
I'm
fairies.
glad you got started.
Away with the fairies.
I've only been waiting half hour.
Yeah, I know. It's so like, it's what it is. We've just filmed an episode, didn't we? It's a great episode.
Yeah, today we're doing something different, aren't we?
Yeah, today, yeah, we're just going to talk
Choose
about...
a topic.
Yeah, we'll choose a topic. What should we talk about? Tools?
Yeah.
That's a good one, isn't it? Wasn't
we-
pre-planned whatsoever.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about tools and the right tools for the job.
Yeah.
Because it makes a difference.
You're a Makita man, though, ain't you?
Yeah,
Was you
so
a Makita man?
I was Makita. I've
I was
still got
Makita,
Makita.
man.
And it's only... You end up using what you're... Obviously, I was an apprentice, and the guy that trained me was Makita. So you end up going down the route of the people that teaches you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, some obviously a lot worse than others, but a lot of them do the job.
Loads of brands out there now, ain't there? And you see them heavily pushed on social media. You know, you've got the likes of Milwaukee, the Walt. You've got the other ones, in you? Who's the other ones? Ryobi.
Black and Decker.
No.
Even Titan at Screwfix.
So, there's Titan out there, and then they have like the what's the other one?
Robbie, can you put the timer on, please?
What's the other one that Metabo? That's one that people push on social media.
Because I think back in the day it was Makita DeWalt.
Bosch, Hilti. I used to use Hilti.
That was more of a demolition tool, wasn't it? Like
not
demolition, but it was like
they had good breakers, didn't they? We had breakers.
Chippers used to like Hilti.
And but Hilti was the first, when I worked for the company, was the first like 18-volt drill, like cordless, that you could go around. So like when we was flat bashing, you could drill a whole flat with this cordless, and we was like, whoa, that's mental. Because all the time we was going around with leaded
Hilti seems
drills.
like a solid, robust tool.
They
Like when you say Hilti, you think that's solid.
They was proper good tools, Hilti. They was really good. They still are, aren't they? They were expensive, but I guess you pay for what.
Yeah, it's the materials they're made of.
But
That's what makes it more expensive.
Do you pay for good quality? That's a good engineered product like Hilti, or is it like the other end of the spectrum of monies is like your Milwaukees, which are, I would say, an expensive product, but are they as good as Hilti?
What were the tools when you first started? What were the main brands?
I think my first drill was a Bosch multi drill. You know, multi drills. You know, you get multi drills now, didn't you?
Yeah,
Mine was a Bosch. It was a green one. It was shit. But it's the first one. My governors bought it for me.
It's normally you buy it or it's a hand-me-down, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, it was brand new. They bought us some new stuff.
So you're saying Bosch? Yeah, I sort of knew of Makita and DeWalt.
Yeah, I was a Bosch man before. I had a Bosch drills, a couple of Bosch drills, and then my mates all went Makita. You know, when they get the big bags come out with the kits and all that. My mates bought the kits, and I was like, oh yeah.
I never bought a kit. I always just got by with tools. I never had it all.
No, I haven't. I've always
just had enough to get by.
Yeah, that's all I've ever done as well.
And I had a mix of stuff, but it makes things easier having.
But those Makita core drills, they're like, everybody had them, didn't they? Every plumber I knew had a Makita core drill. Like, they were the bollocks, and they wasn't that expensive. So when they burnt out, you chuck it away, you get a new one, wouldn't you? They just did what they promoted on the tin.
You know, another thing is there's so many options. You go and look to buy combi drill or an impact, there's so many options.
Yeah. Loads.
Like, why
what is this one different
make
to that
yeah,
one?
like it's hard for people to know what the difference is if you don't know about drills.
Yeah, I don't really know. I just want an impact and a multi-drill for drilling wood holes or stuff like that.
Or flue holes.
Even do you know what? Even me impact driver, I drill like flat wood bit holes with.
Yeah, people
stuff.
do that.
You know what I mean? I do.
But the noise coming from that was another thing. Didn't they get banned from site?
What?
Or some sites impact because of the noise.
I don't know. Did they?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Might have done.
Robbie, could you have a look at that? Yeah, I'm sure there was a time where impacts were getting banned on site because of the noise.
But all like possibly. What about? But all tool companies do a radio now, didn't they? And in my day, when we used to, my mate used to have a DeWalt radio. They were the best radios on site because they charged your battery at the same time. You know about that? Remember that?
No.
Yeah, they charged the battery at the same time.
Radio.
And I think they was the only one that done it because they had the patent for it. So, like, no other companies could make a radio that charged batteries. Because I think to myself, why am Makita not making a radio that charges me batteries? I don't think they're allowed. Do you know what I mean?
Did you know about Milwaukee then?
What about them?
When you first started?
No.
Do you think they've come on later? I think they're quite based in America. Like, they start in America?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But it's a place called Milwaukee in America, so I guess so. Just a clue, innit?
No, there's no.
Well, KFC. No, I went wrong there.
There's nothing to do with impact drills being banned.
No?
No.
Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe. You told an old
Don't
tale.
quote me on that.
Tale, yeah. But in a what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Milwaukee, my mate. First time I come over Milwaukee was when my mate come on site with it, and I was like, "Oh, what's all this stuff?" And he had decent like stuff. He had all like these tools in Milwaukee bag and all that. And he wasn't ever on social media or anything. He got into that, but now social media, they're about everywhere, aren't they? Branding everything Milwaukee, aren't they? Do you know
You've got to market. That's how you stay ahead of the game.
But me as a person, from what I see, really, I've still got my Makita tools. My impact driver is probably about 8 years old. No,
that's good going.
Mate, that is still powering
Yeah, but it don't
through.
count if you've used it twice a year.
No, I use it more than I use it more than that, Kieran. Do you know what I mean? Even my Makita 18 volt still work. The only thing with that is now though that the chuck's going a bit. So when you drill a hole every now and then and it's a bit tight, you pull it out and the drill bit gets stuck in the hole. So I'm probably going to have to upgrade that soon. But they're all good, 8, 9 years old, my tools.
That's
Like,
good.
I've not renewed.
I don't think I've ever had all the
ages.
tools because it's expensive. Like, I put my hands up. I've never owned a proper core drill.
Didn't you?
I've got away with a Titan drill from Screwfix.
Really?
Yeah, I've never owned a core drill.
Yeah.
It does the job.
It does the job, yeah. But I think as core drills go, I think
it definitely makes a difference. But I've
Yeah.
never owned one. I've used my mates and stuff, but
all I've had is Makita drills, core drills for the whole. I've only had 2. Like in the last,
you end up getting your Titan drill out to do a red plug hole.
Well, I suppose more than that. Maybe in 20 years, I've had 3. That's how good they are. And
Core drill, like core drills.
Yeah, obviously it goes on how often you use them as well. If you're knocking out boilers every day and it's getting a good iodine, it won't last that long, I wouldn't imagine. But the ones that I've had probably about 3 in 20 odd years. So like, that's just proof in the pudding.
What is wrong with drilling with a normal?
Nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, like obviously it just catches a lot easier.
Yeah, it does.
It's not made for that
It's
job.
not going to do it as quick, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to do it as quick.
Spins as fast.
It's not as much RPM, is it? Of course it ain't.
True, yeah. With them core drills, yeah.
And there's
feel the power,
and core drills that they get. There's so many different drills out there. You can wet drilling in there as well. There are wet drills out there. There are drills with hoovers on and all that. My Makita, I hate it when it would snag and get stuck.
I get comments about using that Titan drill.
Yeah. But I when they get stuck, they're a pain in the arse, aren't they? I hate that when they get stuck. And the thing is, they didn't have a reverse on them either, did they? Did they have reverses on them? The Makitas, they didn't have reverses on. So it's really hard to get out. You'd be shaking it, pressing the button, shaking it. And they'd get stuck. My mate, going back to the Hilties, right, he had, it was a big beast. We used to use this big old beast. Can't remember what the model of it was. It was a breaker and drill.
Like Hilti must have started on like demolition, like breakers.
Yeah.
To have that
Possibly.
have that name of like being robust, and then they maybe started going into like the domestic stuff.
It was a big old drill. This drill anyway. My mate was drilling a 25mm, 30mm hole through a wall for a radiator thing. Anyway, that thing snagged and hit him straight in the chin. Right, fucking nearly knocked him out. Like, have you ever been hit in the face with a drill?
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have had that.
It's actually quite scary when a drill snags.
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? It can rip your arm
Right,
off.
yeah,
somewhat.
bloody snap your wrist in half.
And a couple of times where it done that. But I think, as a whole, I think Makita, for me, I wouldn't ever go back to anything
It's
else.
because you're used to having them. What's the point of changing? Because you've got your drill breaks, you still got your battery, so you're not going to buy another brand.
I don't want to transition from Makita. I think they are the best tools out there, Makita.
But yeah, and also going on tools, having the right tool for the right job can actually save you a lot of time.
Yeah, wood chisel.
Multi-tool, that's called.
Wood
Oh my God,
chisel.
a multi-tool. How handy is that?
Yeah.
I don't know how people live without that.
Tell you, I just got one of them Reviver blades the other week. You've seen them?
No.
Reviver blade, the thing that sharpens up the old tools. Isn't it?
Sharpens up what?
Like, you know your multi-tool blades?
Yeah.
You know when they go blunt?
Yeah.
Some guys, Bry, plumber, and another guy, Andy, made this. They got this thing called a Reviver blade. So you sharpen it. It's on a wheel. It's in the van. Sharpen it, and it brings your teeth back.
No way.
Have you not seen it, Kim?
No, it creates teeth.
Yeah. And because it, like, the way it sharpens them, it makes them more coarse. It makes it easier for the
So
the
theoretically,
blades.
if you never got to buy a blade again.
Well, it will eventually wear down. To
Yeah, I
nothing,
know, but that bloody save a lot of money.
well, yeah,
Them
'cause-
blades ain't cheap.
No, the good ones ain't cheap, are they? I mean, you can get cheap blades, but like they go in no time. But this thing, you put it in your drill, and it's just a spinner. It just spins on your drill, on your multi-drill, and you just sharpen it like a grinder.
Multi-tool gets you out of trouble in so many things.
Great multi-tools, isn't they? They're probably one of the best, handiest tools to have.
Again,
in
with that, I
toolkit.
didn't have a battery one. I had a 240 and it was a pain having that.
Nah, mine's 240. I've still got a 240, yeah, and it's got a long lead on it. So maybe if you're on a site without power, you're screwed, didn't you? I mean, obviously, we'd all opt for cordless, but I've
Have you ever
never-
cut a copper pipe with it?
Yeah, cut loads of it. I'll tell you what. I
But
cut
it
the
is
other day.
annoying when you're trying to get a fit in.
Did you see what I done the other day? Like I got that union stuck in a fucking in an underfloor manifold, and I had to cut it out using the multi blade. I had to cut the slip ring off because I couldn't get my grips around it to get it out. There's the reason why it was stuck in there. Partly my own fault, but partly the fitting design of it was shit. But yeah, I used a multi tool on that the other day. Love multi tool. Great, innit? Plasterboard. No,
Yeah,
notch out
it's
joists
brilliant.
with it.
You end up cutting everything with that
Yeah.
thing, even with a wood blade.
Toenails, everything. They're good, aren't they? I like them.
One tool I've seen, I wish I had. I don't know how long it's been out, but I was saying earlier about the bit that goes into a drill that cleans the copper pipe.
Yeah, that's handy, isn't it?
Have you got one?
No, but my mate said they're going to give me
I'm trying to
one,
work
so-
if it'd work in most scenarios. Is that a new thing that's come out?
It's probably been out about a year
Just
and a
getting
half,
known.
a couple of years. I've seen
Amount
it
of
on social
times you've
media.
cleaned trying to get paint off pipe work.
Pain in the arse, innit? Heat it up, get
Oh
a
my
wire wall
God.
around it, burn your fingers.
That's literally bang done, 2 seconds.
Yeah, they show it making it look easy, but is it that easy? Is it? I think it probably is. I want to
It
get
is,
one.
yeah. It depends if in awkward.
I have
awkward
used it
positions, you
actually, but
can't.
just to clean pipe generally, not take paint off. I think I've just used it like that. But yeah, handy. That's a handy little invention, isn't it? That's a handy invention, that. And also, olive pullers.
Yes, you can. If you do it wrong, have you messed up a part a few times?
Might have done once. You got either olive crackers, ain't you? Or you've got, and that's how you can mess up the part with olive crackers. But the olive pullers are quite good.
Okay, when you're trying to cut the olive, yeah.
Yeah, used to do it with a junior hacksaw or an hacksaw, didn't you? Cut it at an angle.
That's another thing that's used a lot. What do you cut your flues with?
Yeah. Now we said this the other week.
Yeah.
Hacksaw used to use a hacksaw, but why would you if you've got a mini grinder?
Yeah, I used to use a hacksaw, But then I went to a grinder. I think, why have I?
What have I been doing?
What have I been doing?
Me and Mongo was working on a job, and I done it. I just went. I went. Why did we used to use hacksaws all the time? I don't know.
I reckon having all the right tools, say fitting a boiler. I reckon having all these right tools, a grinder, cleaning the pipes up, could potentially save you an hour.
Loads of time, can't it? Loads of time. Get rid of your Titan, get a cordial. You're saving an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. It'll save you a lot of time.
Yeah. Hello, you wonderful listeners and watchers. Just pumping the brakes on this exciting episode to let you know about Kieran's app that's changing the game in the gas certificate world.
If you're sick and tired of doing gas certificates on paper, then Gas Certificate app is your way forward. But it wouldn't be an app worth talking about if that's it. With no hassle, you can manage your diaries, invoices and quotes for all your jobs, so you'll never be chasing paperwork again.
Don't forget those boiler manuals. I can tell you how many times I've been looking at a boiler and thinking, what the? Thankfully, the in-app boiler manuals have saved me and got me out of quite the pinch.
If it's helped Pete here, then Gas Certificate app will definitely help you, especially with its easy-to-use gas reg calculator and the extremely handy ability to duplicate certs. Brilliant for when you're doing your annual services on previous jobs.
And for the icing on the cake, it has a complete offline mode. So if you're on a job in the middle of nowhere or servicing a boiler in the basement of a building with no signal, you've still got access to everything the app has to offer to keep you working hard.
So click the link down below or in the description. Use the code POD30 to get 30% off yearly subscriptions. That's for all new users. That's POD30 for 30% off our yearly subscriptions for new users. Do you know of any tools on a different trade that are handy?
Tools in a different trade. Well, you got your router, ain't you? That your chippies use. The old they love the router. The old chippies.
What would you? Because like I'm a nightmare with tools.
Did I tell this the other week?
What?
Did I say about the router? Have I said this before? I'll keep repeating stuff. I think I repeat stuff.
On,
Maybe I said it to somebody who ain't been on the thing yet. But like my father-in-law used to like his router. Yeah. And I made mud kitchen.
We used one, didn't we?
I made mud kitchens for my kids. Yeah, we used one, didn't we? I made mud kitchens for my kids. When I got my old jigsaw out, I had a jigsaw. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to cut the hole for the bowl. No, Pete, use a router. I went, what? He must have been about there 20 minutes cutting out this hole, right, with a router. And the next hole next to it in the mud kitchen, if you've ever seen mud kitchens, I just went, just like that, my jigsaw went, there you go, done. It's not for a customer, is it? Do you know what I mean? No, you should use the right tools for that job. No, I'm just doing that to do. Most kitchen fitters, I think, what do you use as a kitchen fitter to cut out a kitchen sink? Do you use a jigsaw or a router? Can anyone let us know? Some people use circular saws. I've seen them do it before.
Yeah, I'd say a jigsaw.
Yeah, I'd use
Drill
a
a
jigsaw.
hole and then just go around.
Yeah, that's why I've done it before. But some people might use a router, mightn't they? I don't know.
Or a multi-tool.
Or a multi-tool.
that would take you a lot of time.
My mate used to like cut floorboards with a jigsaw.
Yeah, loads of people do that.
A jigsaw.
You just set the depth of the blade.
No, a jigsaw.
Sorry, I was thinking of it.
My mate used to do it with a jigsaw. He used to cut a hole in, and then he just used to do it at an angle, down like that. I was like, why don't you use a circular saw? Bit weird, isn't it?
What about when you're doing electrics? Have you ever has there been a time where you haven't had a set of cutters and you just use pliers with a cutter
Still
or
do
your
it.
teeth?
What? Cutting what wires?
Yeah.
Yeah, strip wires with my teeth. My dad used to
Do you have a
strip
set of
wires with his
cutters?
teeth. I've got a set of cutters, but they are the worst cutters.
I bet they're all rusted.
No, because they're all knackered. I've got to get a new set of
Yeah.
strippers. And I ran my mate's thing the other day. My mate Al was on the job and the other day. He had these like ones that strip it back. You put it in, twist it, pull it, and it just strips the sheath off the wires. I was like, I've got to get one of these. I think it was Nipex. I'm not sure if it was Nipex. He had a nice little set on him. But my ones, no, I've cut aluminium with them.
Yeah, that's been cut screws. Yeah.
Cut hoses, yeah, everything with them. They're knackered. Like
Then they start catching,
you
don't
go
they?
like that. Oh, I've got to twist it a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, yeah. What would you say the basic toolkit an apprentice or someone would need? Not an apprentice, but someone they want to go and do a job. Should we go with fitting a boiler, or is that too much?
But say a radiator.
Just what's the basic tools that you need to... a radiator. Let's say fitting a radiator.
You need a drill or multi-drill. You need an impact driver. You need a solder kit, your burn torch, 15mm cutters, 22mm cutters. You need flux, solder. You need... Level. And you forgot the level.
You nearly... I should have waited till the end.
Level, tape measure, dustpan and brush if you're a professional. What else would you need? Any other tools?
A wet vac. Spanner.
Spanner, grips, wet vac, screwdrivers.
How much do you reckon a basic toolkit costs now?
You could do a hand tool set for about... You could get cheap tools for a hand tool set. Easy £100. Like just
all in all, around 500 if you want a good kit.
I guess so, yeah. But like, you mean a starter kit for an apprentice? Depends what tools like you buy, didn't it? You can buy cheap screwdrivers, you can buy dear screwdrivers. If you want him to be an apprentice, he's just gonna... the things I would spend money on are grips and and adjustable spanners.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than having...
or Nipex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do on them.
What about
Screwdrivers.
I think Baco's an old school thing, you know, because when I used to work with someone, it was like Baco. Then Rothenberger sort of come in with their spanners and stuff.
I just use Baco. I've still got a set of Bacos from when I started, like a set of 10s. I think
that's the thing; they last forever if you look after them, don't lose them.
I haven't looked after it.
No, but if you leave them under a floorboard,
yeah. But the things like cutters are annoying, aren't they? 15mm and 22mm cutters. Losing them's a pain in the arse. You lose them all the time, don't you? You always leave them, and you're looking around for them. You'll look fucking everywhere for them, and then when you get close, like to find them, you realise that they've always been under that wet rag, right in front of you. But tools for an apprentice though. What's he going to need? Some cheap screwdrivers because he's then going to end up using them as a chisel.
You get a lot of kits out there, don't you?
Hammer, cheap hammer. I've got the cheapest hammer going. All these people buying these
buy
hammers.
the whole kit now, can't you?
I know chippies like their E-swings and all that, but what do we need one of them for?
We just need an impact.
We just use the back of the impact to smash it in. What do we need a real good hammer for? Really?
I don't know. Having a heavy hammer does feel good. It makes a difference.
Makes me feel like a real man.
I'm a real man.
Yeah, but I'm just cheap. I've not really been into my tools. I know a lot of people are into their tools. Really, really, really into their tools.
Would you be embarrassed?
Tool bags. I've got a tool bag if you want.
Would you be embarrassed using a cheaper tool, like a cheaper drill?
Couldn't give a shit. As long as I get the job done with it, I don't care. Mind you, but like I say, I'm Makita, man. I know Makita is quality. Like, so I wouldn't want to keep replacing something because it goes wrong because it's cheap. So I know Makita is quality. In my toolkit, my power tools, I would always stay Makita. But if like I'm talking about screwdrivers and all that malarkey, I don't give a shit.
Robbie, see if you can find the stats on the most, like what's the most popular power tool brand in the UK?
It's a tool out there as well, isn't it? For you know when you got like a 4-inch pipe that's in the ground and you need to cut it flush or below the ground.
I see that recently, yeah.
You can get it in.
Didn't Tyson
made it up. Tyson made it so you could do that. But
he said that. I don't know if he showed it yet, has he? He done a video.
He done a video, yeah.
Has he put it out?
There's an actual tool out there for it. Why is he phoning me?
Sorry, Pete's just bending over.
Gas station there. Where was we? I'll tell you what, I've got a jigsaw in my van as well. I think it's called an Energer.
I never had a jigsaw, you know.
Do you ever see the Energer?
No. What colour was it?
Blue. I think it was a Wix's own. I think it was about 24 quid.
So it says that it's not a one best brand. It says there's a top 4, which is Bosch, DeWalt, Makita and Stanley.
You was expecting another person to be put in.
What was it first? What?
Stanley.
What's that? Say it again. What was it?
That there's a tied for first place essentially because they can't decide which one's the overall
Where did this
best.
come from?
Just from this is from Foxwall.
Is this
website.
UK?
Yeah.
What does it say?
UK tool brands.
What is it?
It's
not my.
Right, it says, what is the best tool brand in the UK? It's challenging to determine a single best tool brand in the UK. the top ones are Bosch, DeWalt, Makita, and Stanley.
This could be their opinion. This might not be legit.
That's not legit, is it? I even had Hitachi stuff. Did you ever have Hitachi?
Oh yeah, that
was
was
green, weren't they? They was green. I used to think to myself, I had Hitachi. I thought these used to make TVs. That was pretty good. I had an Hitachi grinder and I had a multi drill. I think.
What other tools are out there that makes a difference?
What makes a difference? What makes
that
a
really
difference?
helps you? So you've got the new thing that's come out, cleaning the pipes. I think that can make a difference. Multi-tool, if you ain't got one of them, definitely get one of them.
What else? So the thing is, I haven't got a lot of these tools. I see them out there, but I'm not using. There's that flue shoe out there, wasn't there, for cutting flues? I never really see the point in that.
Oh, you were saying about that though, a flue cut. I haven't seen that one.
No, yeah, but a flue shoe. It's just to line your flue up. Don't cut it. You still got to cut it with said instrument, but it's there to help you cut it.
What tools would a painter need to make their job easier? A cleaning bucket for their brushes.
Cleaning thing.
Yeah, they have like the tubs, didn't they, where you put your brushes in, it stays in the liquid.
I know. What did I see the other day? I see something the other day. I can't remember what it was. No, it's gone. Carpenter tools.
A laser.
Oh yeah, laser levels are like
I've never used a laser.
That I have, but it's tiresome.
You need to be able to I never got my head. You have to have that routine with using it.
I've never seen the problem with a level and a piece and a pencil.
No, old school, isn't it? Quickly get it on the wall, draw a line down.
Bosh, done.
Sometimes it takes a while to set up the laser.
Yeah, I know. And then you got ones that I know they have them little things you can put on them so they come up and down, up and down. Because you have to make sure as well the floor's level as well. If you're putting it off the floor's got to be level, isn't it?
If you're doing a big job,
it's got to be level.
If you're doing a big job, it makes it. If you're doing like a plant room, I could probably see it'd be handy to do that. Use a level.
I think just you set it out with pencil, and that plant room's going to be painted. And everything's going to be lagged. You're not ever going to see a pencil mark where your pipes were. I don't see the problem with a pencil and a level. It's like,
yeah.
But everyone,
each to their own, isn't it?
Yeah. What else is there, Kieran? What else?
I'm trying to think of other trades. Like what other tools?
Sparkies, and I'd say it's not such a tool, but Wagos.
Oh, they make a difference.
God, Wagos and a half make a difference, don't they? That is like push fit.
That's almost
electrics.
a game. Yeah, that is push fit electrics.
That is push fit electrics.
Even though it's not a tool, it's still.
But it's still like a gadget of or new innovative thing in it. Wagos are like wicked.
Yeah, that makes a massive difference.
I know, especially as well. Have you ever used a Wago centre for wiring? Awesome. For wiring up like S-plan and Y-plans, Wago centres.
When you put a light up and you see a Wago like fitting, you're like, yes. You ain't got to get a screwdriver out.
It's like they're so much better, isn't they?
Is there anything like that in plumbing that's...
Yeah, push fit.
I suppose you're running cable, running
See
pipe.
Davis when he was doing a test on the Wagos. Did you not see it?
Oh, was he like the strength?
Yeah, the
test
strength
thing?
test.
That was ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then he must put a big heavy weight on it, and he punched himself in the face.
Should do that with plastic pipe.
Yeah.
Test each. You don't test each brand.
Pressure.
Yeah, you could do a pressure test.
But you'd have to be in a really safe place. Pump it up like it'd be like a fucking bullet.
That's a point. What do you test your pipe work with? Would you use a pump? Have you ever had a pump tester?
I've had a wet tester and I've got an air tester. A lot of people say that you shouldn't use air testing.
Would you prefer? I'd rather just fill it up with water. Depends the scenario, but if it's a building site,
if you're in a house, right? If you're doing a full heating in a house, right? I feel like an air test is good because, like, if there is a leak, trying to get water out of that to repair it, unless you've got press, is a pain in the arse, isn't it? And then there's also damage limitation. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to hear. You're not going to. You're going to hear the air, but you're not going to see water pissing under a floor, potentially doing a ceiling, are you? So I think air testing is great, but a lot of people will say that it's dangerous, like air testing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they say you're meant to air test first and then water test, but a lot of the building sites I worked in, it was all open. Depends what stage you are on site, but half the time you can get away with filling it with water.
Yeah. I used to do. I had a Rothenberger pump. That was good.
That's what I've got. I think I've still got one. I might have gave it away.
You've got a little bucket in the bottom of it, innit? And you just drip feed water into it and then pump it up.
That's what I had. I was just thinking about underfloor heating. I was thinking if I'd done plumbing again, I'd do underfloor heating. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's out of all plumbing, it's not a bad thing to niche down to. It's quite easy, isn't it?
It's all right. Ah, great one, right? Yeah, giving your mate a little shout out. So I phoned him the other day and I said, like my supplier, because my builder uses him as well, but he doesn't use him direct. He uses him from the merchants. So the merchants have sent him out my mate's pipe, yeah, but the manifold setup, it's not his. So he's come from somewhere else. And that was the thing I said I had a problem with the other day when I had to cut the union out. So I phoned him up. I said, mate, I've got, and he's gone at me, oh, Pete, he goes, I ain't spoke to you for ages. He said, you old plumber towels, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, he said, I've seen a load of your videos and all that. I'm like, all right, cheers. So I've got onto it. I went, this manifold, he went, that's not ours. He went, I don't know why they've got that. That's not ours. I was like, oh, right, okay. So I went for it. And he goes, we'll have to do a collab or something, lover. I went, yeah? He goes, what do you charge? I went, I don't. I said, just set us up with one of them, like, one of them decoilers.
Yeah.
I said, if you could give us one of them
decoilers.
decoilers.
I've got one of them. They make a difference, that's a tool.
Yeah, a decoiler. I said, I'll do a video for you on it when I do it. So got one of them going to come soon. But they're good, didn't they? Them
decoilers. That makes a difference, yeah. There's a couple of out there. I tried a couple, but yeah, they...
And the staples, guns as well.
Yeah, so you have to bend down.
Yeah, only thing with them is, see, I still get on my hands and knees because the circuits I've done ain't that massive. Like the one house I've done, the builders ended up doing it, and they was on their hands and knees. They'd done a whole lot. But the staple guns, they get jammed though, don't they? They can get jammed.
So do them coils. You have to have someone watching it because it will get caught, especially as the reel gets less and less. It does get caught. It's good to have someone there sort of feeding it as well.
Sort of like the other day, just me and Dave was doing it, and Dave was just holding it, and I was just pinning it, and he's just going.
You can get it done quick, can't you, underfloor heating?
Yeah, fairly good. There are some guys who do, like, they might do, on sites. How long ago this was? They might do a whole flat, right? This is how quick they are, for like 80 quid.
Underfloor heating in a flat.
So they're contracted, on the new builds. So my mate said they have the underfloor guys go in and they'll do it. Like he'll come in and he'll get priced for doing the underfloor map out. So he'll get paid 80 to 100 quid for each flat.
Bloody hell.
And he might do 2 or 3 a day. That's how quick some of them are out there laying that underfloor.
How much
water
they're
tests
earning.
it and pressure tests it, I don't know. But they're happy with 300 quid a day for knocking out 3 flats. Or that's what it was back then. I don't know about now how much the underfloor.
The thing is with underfloor heating is
because you're going to have labour on site who don't know anything about plumbing but know how to lay some underfloor.
The thing is with underfloor heating, no matter how much you pin it down, when that screeder comes in with his heavy hoses across the floor, it pings them up, doesn't it?
Can do, yeah. Depends what pipe you use though. If you've got a springy pipe, the one I use, most of them now are aluminium core, aren't they? And they sit down pretty well.
Have you done the one that sits in the grooves?
Yeah.
The panels, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's mainly you can sort of tile straight on top of them, can't you?
You can, yeah. You can tile straight on top of them, but also the other day you're meant to over screed them as well.
Yeah, like a
if
base
you've got
layer.
Carpet,
yeah,
because you'll feel the grooves through the carpet. That's why they say to put like a a levelling compound or whatever you are to put over it. I like underfloor heating though. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. If you could choose a section of plumbing to do or gas, underfloor heating, although it'd be repetitive doing that every day, but it's an easy.
Yeah, I like it. I like putting underfloor heating on jobs, and then I've just started getting into this separation malarkey. Do you know what I mean? On the jobs that I'm doing now, I'm trying to do, probably not doing it right, but trying to get the concept of hydronic separation. So if you've got obviously you've got two different systems. You've got a heating system, you've got an underfloor system. So that pump works at a different speed to that pump. So you've got to separate it somehow. You know what I mean? By order of. A lot of people want to put in them low loss headers. I've never
got into them.
I've never fitted one in my life.
There's one here.
But yeah, no, I done closed couple teeing though. Did you ever get into that?
No.
Yeah, I just started trying to look at that and looking at the actual ways of doing.
So you're actually getting into it, Pete.
Well, I was.
You're falling away.
I might separate because I might separate this system that I done the other day. But there's you go onto these heat geek things and all that, and they have their different theories and ways of doing it, and then you sort of take from it and think, well, maybe I'll do it that way. Not that I've done any. Probably should do some courses on it really to understand it more, other than just going off of what somebody says.
What installation it has there already, though, doesn't it? Whether it's going to work.
But it's well, we ain't done too bad on this, have we?
No, we went off the tools a bit. Started talking about underfloor heating, but
tools wise, let us know what tools you like. Maybe we could do a poll on out there in general from
any trade, any what's the gadgets that people?
Well, not gadgets. I say we was looking at as a general consensus. Why don't we find out across on our Instagram community? Why don't we have a poll of saying what tool do you use? What brand? And then off of the back of that, see what's the most popular brand out there on social media. How about that? Let's see what people are using out there.
We'll do our own little survey.
Yeah, why not? And then people can Google us and get their information from us instead of wherever Robbie just typed in. Yeah. Is that all we got to say today? Really, on the matter of our overtime episode?
Leave it short and sweet.
Yeah.
And just let us know if there is any topics that you think we should cover.
And also, may I just say, because we never ever actually say this, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button.
Yeah, we never actually say that.
That would be brilliant for our channel to build.
And like the video.
Like the video. Subscribe. And that will really help the channel out.
Even a comment.
To progress.
Say hello in the comment. Anything.
And grow. Yeah. I mean, do what you want. Offend us. Say what you want to us. I don't care.
But yeah, it really helps.
I'm happy for any comments you got to say and engage with us because it's all good for the growth of our channel. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Appreciate you listening.
And we appreciate you very, very much. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, this has been another episode of Off the Job Podcast.
Thanks for watching the show on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts and all other streaming platforms.
If it's your first time watching or not, make sure to subscribe below and follow us on all the big social media stuff like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
For our overtime show on Monday, send us in your stories and comments for it to be read out on the show. Send it in via email, direct message through our social media accounts or WhatsApp us on 07457 406 259.
And we'll see you on the next episode.